This is Steve Gingo with Ron Spinelli. We're at the Carriage Inn down in Lincoln Township, Elizabeth, and we are doing a paranormal investigation of this location. This used to be known as the Bucket of Blood and also Piccolo Pete's back in the day. We are in a booth that is redeemed to be, paranormal activity has been picked up here, and we have some equipment with us. Now, it's difficult to say how science can put spirits and quantify spirits and say, yes, there is a spirit here. But we're going to try to bring out any good spirits in the location. This has been a good location for a number of years, and we're ready to go.
Josh, tell me about the Carriage Inn.
The Carriage Inn has been in my family for 41 years. We're in our 41st year. My uncle bought it in 1982. The original building, which is the front room, we call it the front room, middle room, coach room. The original building is the old part. It has been there serving customers for over a century. I can't say how long. I know it's been there longer than Prohibition. Prohibition was like the 1920s and 30s, I guess, around that time. The original name of the business was called the Bucket of Blood. It was I can't say it was much of a restaurant. I know it was a bar. I don't know if they sold much food, but it was a local place. I know a long time ago it was a friendly spot for like mill workers and people like that. It's changed names over the time. My uncle would know that better than I. I believe it had the name of Ernie's at one point, and even Ernie's and Sons. At some point I heard it was called Piccolo Pete's. And over time it became the Carriage Inn. It was, and he kept that name. And so, since when he bought it, it was more of a bar. It was just one room, flat roof, little place. And over time, he turned it into a restaurant location, a desirable location for local families to meet and enjoy a nice dinner. We still sell alcohol, but we're definitely not a bar anymore.
Have you somehow thought this building was haunted?
In short, the answer is yes. I have felt that way. I worked here in the when I was in my teens. I used to clean the building. Normally, when I'm by myself in the building, I have felt that way. Now, because of its age, you do hear things. I can't put my finger on what exactly I'm saying you hear. To be honest with you, sometimes it probably depends on how tired I am or what's all going on inside the building. But I would hear sounds. I would hear movements. And usually this would happen. It would still be dark outside. It would just be early hours of the morning. Sometimes late at night. But I have felt weird, eerie. I don't want to say I got over that, but I accept it. Being that I've been here as long as I have, I would like to think that if there is any type of spirit, they must be okay with me because I've created a presence of my own here now.
Have you ever seen things move or anything like that?
I can't say that I have seen anything like that. I felt uneasy in this place, as has some coworkers of mine. I can't say I've ever seen anything move.
You haven't seen anything move, but I'm assuming you felt a presence of some kind.
Yes. I felt uneasy. I felt uncomfortable. I felt like I was not alone.
We have a couple of instruments that we're going to use this evening that hopefully will allow us to quantify the experience for our viewers and maybe allow us to pick up and note the presence of spirits. This little instrument is called an MF1, and it has a number of different things in it. The topmost is temperature sensor, and you can see it says 70.1, 70.2. We also have an EMF detector, which will turn blue if there's anything around. And we also have a shock detector that will turn orange whenever it is hit on, or if something moves the table. Those of you that have watched Ghost Hunters may be very familiar with the K2 meter, and it does the same thing as this. Looks a little bit different. Some of them are called tri-field meters in various circles, and we will notice that this is a baseline. Shows green right now. If it goes up to red, we know that there's a significant kind of a presence involved. And also we have what is called a ghost box. A ghost box is a device that scans the FM or AM bands in incremental levels, and we can set it up real tight so that it's just a small increment, and we ask questions, and hopefully the entity will answer those questions. And so right now we'll get started, and we'll turn on the ghost box, and we invite only good spirits to come forward. Those that have been here in the past that may not be anywhere else, we would like to make a little contact with you if you are positive. And those that are on film, look for the blue lights if you can. My name is Steve. Is there anyone here with us? If anybody's here, can you give us your name, please? You have to speak louder. Can you make the EMF detector light up, the blue lights? Did you work here at one point? Did you hear Steve? Did you hear Steve? I heard something. Okay.
Here's bartender Kaylee Payne. Have you ever had anything happen to you, especially when you were alone?
No, but I mean, other people have told me stories. I have always hoped to experience it, but I haven't.
Give me an example of stories you've heard.
Oh yeah, they've talked about lights, or like thinking they've seen shadows, or heard things that somebody wasn't there. Just like minor things, but nonetheless scared them a little bit.
Have you ever seen anything move on its own or disappear and reappear in a different spot?
Never moved on its own, but I feel things I know are there, and they won't be there. And right, I'll find it somewhere else, or I'll come back, and it's exactly where I thought it was, and had been looking, but I've never seen anything move on its own.
Do we have any names for us here? Has the blue light gone off at all?
I have not.
Not at all. Amazing. Debbie, are you here? Michael, are you here? I heard Debbie again, a second time.
I heard something. I don't know what
Yeah.
it was.
Okay. Debbie, are you here? Hey, Tidy. Steve? Are you stuck? You want to be here with us? Is there a message? Quit. Are you here with a bucket of blood? Give me a year that we can work with. Quit it again. Debbie, can you make my K2 meter move? You know who's here with us? Who's here with us? You know Josh. You want us to quit it? Help us out here. Did you live in the area? Thing's deader than the doornail.
Yeah. Good one, isn't it?
Now, the sounds are reasonable. We have something, but there's no EMF at all.
No.
Have you experienced anything at the Carriage Inn that was unusual, kind of odd, or perhaps that you question?
Sometimes you really don't pay attention to some things. Sometimes it's just like maybe it's your mind playing jokes on you, or maybe whatever. But if here's a few times I come in here early in the morning, sometimes 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm the only one in the building. You know, I've recently, not recently, like within the past month, but maybe within a year, I've ran into cold spots when it was hot and it got real cold. I've heard faint voices, but was it quick? I couldn't basically tell you what they said or what, but I've heard voices and like cold spots, and other than that, that's about it.
Has anything ever frightened you?
Nah.
Have you ever seen anything move or disappear?
The only thing is that happened to me is, this probably 2 years ago, is like I had one of them vitamin waters and I set it down on the counter here. Then I went to go get it and it's on the counter over there, but upside down on its lid.
Interesting.
But I didn't think I would put it like that, but you never know.
Yeah, you never know.
Right. You can't, it's hard to question. If something, you don't see something, it's hard to question.
Anything you want to add?
I think, that whatever is here wants to stay. Apparently ain't gonna go.
We need some good audio. Is anybody really here that wants to speak with us? I'm getting the feeling you don't like us.
If you don't like him, talk to me. My name's Ron.
Want to talk to Ron? Sound like yes.
So, I missed your name. What's your name?
Eddie.
Eddie? You hear that? I didn't hear it. Of course I can't hear. What was that?
Not sure. Sounded like it said something different. We're getting some. You know Josh. What's Josh's last name? You mind that we're here? Do you have any requests?
Listen, I didn't see everything. So I'm asking you if one of you could come in and touch this thing right here. I want you to touch it.
We're going to have to stop right now, and we're going to do a scan of the building. I hope you don't mind. Nope. I thought it sounded like a girl's voice that said nope.
Yeah, I heard that.
Am I right in saying that your name is Debbie? Is there a Debbie there? Okay, we're going to stop right now and we're going to do something else. Would you like to say anything before we stop? Anything to add? Did you have a favorite pet? Everywhere you go in this world, your mark is left on the environment that you visit. And others before us also leave their marks as well. Could be an old timer from the Carriage Inn. It could be a place that you visit and you just get that special feeling that somebody might be watching you or listening in. And perhaps they well may be. We appreciate the opportunity to visit the Carriage Inn and staff and interact with some of the spirits that inhabit this well-known place. We look forward to doing other such investigations and finding out other things that we didn't even know were around us. Have a great day.
Well, there you have it. A lot of EVPs at the Carriage Inn, but no movement or anything else. According to everyone on staff we talked with, there has been activity, but never anything negative. Unfortunately, we just didn't see anything. I invite you to watch the show again and really listen to the background. You may hear things we didn't hear. On behalf of Steve Gingo, I'm Ron Spinelli for Chasing Wisps. Have a great day, and I hope any entity you run into is a kind one.